Hi everybody, Rob Keys here doing another car vlog. This seems to be the only time I can ever just stop, think, and record something, which is maybe not the safest, but both hands on the wheel. Okay, so I'm going to visit my mom and drop off some food because tomorrow morning I travel. It's a short trip, thank God. It's just to Columbus. I'm going to the Columbus Zoo for 2 or 3 days for a National Geographic Wild thing. For the second season of their upcoming show, Secrets of the Zoo. We get to do a safari, see some exotic animals. We'll be outdoors in open air vehicles. It's gonna be fun. I love Nat Geo, and every possible opportunity I get to do anything with them, I will take it because it's a personal passion of mine. I grew up in Nat Geo, and I really am a strong believer and proponent of what they do. So, the topic of today's vlog is podcasting. If you're a fan of Screen Rant or the Screen Rant Underground podcast, or its spiritual successor, the Total Geek All podcast, we put out, finally, after a 1-year break, episode 50 of Total Geek All, where we reviewed Avengers Endgame. That went up yesterday. You can find it's on everywhere. Stitcher Radio, iTunes. You can find a direct download to SoundCloud, I think, on the Screen Rant website. Just search it. It's on the Screen Rant Total Geek All Twitters as well. It was super fun to do that again. The only issue is we had some severe sound quality issues with the way we recorded. Oops, here, this thing's moving. Part of it is because we recorded via Skype, which seems to be just getting worse in quality. And I think part of it also, when you use Skype with lots of people, we had 5 people on it. If there are multiple channels open, it seems to mute the others for whoever's channels are open. It's very strange. Anyways, 2 of the 5 of us you can hear pretty clearly. The other 3 of us get cut out a lot, and Skype tries to mitigate that by holding off some of the sound and speeding it up to fit it back in. So it's distorted. I really hate the quality of the podcast. And there are some points people make which actually get cut off a little bit, which really sucks. But overall, the podcast, if you want to hear us back, it's us back talking about Avengers. It's tough doing 5 people on the podcast. It's hard to and we wanted to do more, to be honest, because there's so many people that we wanted to talk to and get their thoughts on about the movie, but I don't know. We need to figure that out. I think 3 people is optimal. I actually really like doing a 2-person podcast for Den of Geek when I was at Star Wars Celebration. We did it in the same room as well. It actually came out really well. The banter was really good. If you get that right chemistry and the right person, 2 people is really good. 3 people can be great as well, so you can have, it's nice to talk multiple topics and have different people leading each topic, but 4 and 5, I think it's getting to be too much. We need to figure that out because we do want to bring a podcast or podcasts back to Screen Rant in some form. That's why I'm recording this vlog to brainstorm some ideas. It's something Ben Kendrick, my business partner, and I have been talking about for 2 years, off and on. All sorts of ideas. Without spoiling any concrete plans, because we don't have any concrete plans. We almost got into a thing where we did a daily news show, a very short 10-minute, 15-minute thing we did every night. And in the morning at 6 a.m., it would go up unscheduled, and you'd have it for your morning commute or whatever to listen to while you eat breakfast or something. Just covering the big 3 news topics of the previous day or something. And then we do special edition episodes where we do major reviews, and we do interview episodes. We do a weekly or bi-weekly interview with people that work on these movies. We get pitches all the time. Every time a movie's coming to theaters, there's opportunities to talk to talent, producers, writers, directors, especially again when they come on home video, and you can have an open discussion with spoilers involved. That's something I want to do. It's just finding the time for it's tough, and finding the right format is tough as well. And we've always relied on Skype, but that's not the best solution. But if we don't use Skype, well, with Skype we have a premium account, so we can accept phone calls from any regular number. But Skype to Skype Direct is far better and cleaner from a quality perspective. If we use other audio software, we'd be accepting phone calls. And when people call in from their cell phone, the quality is always poor. And for an audio podcast, I want it to be higher quality. And we won't be doing in studio, so you'd be all remote, so it would have to be Skype or something. So, I don't know. That's one obstacle we got to figure out. And finding time to do it as well, because bringing back a podcast or launching a new podcast is additive workload for myself or our main editors or whoever's going to be on each episode. It's additive work, you know what I mean? We've never, of 4+ years of Screen Rant Underground, and then 2 years or whatever, almost a year and a bit for Total Geek All, we never ever once had an ad or a sponsor or anything. So we're doing it out of passion. We're paying server fees and made the graphics or paid for graphics. We did it all of ourselves. We expended our time and money to just make something because we liked just talking about this stuff. Oh, black Lamborghini just drove by. I don't know if you saw it. It looks like the Batmobile. Anyway, that's like the third Lamborghini I've seen on this strip in the last 2 months. I don't know who the hell has these cars and how do I get one. I don't know. But this quarter we want to bring it back. I mean, I do really enjoy doing it, but quality has to be top notch. Otherwise, it's not worth it. And we have to figure a way to. I just can't add more workload. I'm already working like insane. I work every single weekend, a couple hours each day. Even when I try to minimize it, I'm still doing a few hours of work Saturday, Sunday, and I'm working 12 hours, usually 10 to 12 on a good day, like Monday through Friday, every single week. No days off, ever. Even when I'm traveling, I get up like 5 in the morning, do a couple hours of work and emails and setting up stuff, moving assets, and all sorts of crazy work. And I get to the hotel and I work. I never get a chance to tour or I have any downtime when I travel to all these events. It's a shame. So that's why I'm choosing events that have minimal travel time, so I can just be in a hotel with good Wi-Fi and just work, do the event, come back to the hotel. I got all evening to work. I can still do a full 8 hours of work on top of the day work at the actual event. And that's not realistic. It shouldn't be like that. But that's just the cost of being busy. Busy? Is that Disney? Busy? That's the cost of being busy. It's important stuff, though. I mean, we have a lot going on CBR and Screen Rant, so that's a good thing. But we need to get some help. I will be looking to add bodies to Screen Rant. We always need more writers, news, features, lists, but I need some people with high quality editing, managerial experience to help take on some projects because we have a lot of stuff going on and we're always growing, so we need more people to help out. So if you have an interest in that, not just an interest, but you have experience and success in that realm, hit me up. Contact me directly. My email is in my Twitter. You can find it, or you just hit me up on Twitter directly, whatever. Let me know. And I want to know your thoughts in the comments on podcasting. What kind of podcast would you like to see first and foremost? Like if we had launched with one, would you like just a return of Total Geek All, that style, where it's like once a week, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 2 hours? Or are you done with that and would you like to see something totally different where it's just interviews? It's me or somebody else just doing once a week, once every 2 weeks, just doing an interview with somebody for like a good 45 minutes or half an hour or something, talking about one specific movie or project at a time? Or do you like the idea of news, recaps, where you just want like the hot news that week, the hot news that previous day, or some combination of those? Let me know your thoughts, because we'll start with one, but if it's successful and we have a lot of people that may want to be involved, and if we can find a way to free up time and resources, we could do multiple things. We could do one that's a weekly, we can do a review show, an interview thing, a daily news thing, as long as we find a way to make it work logistically and financially. So the other question is, and I started looking into this like a year and a half ago, we got approached by some interested parties about this, but we really, because it is additive work and we want to make it worth people's time, worth our company's time, having people spend time recording and editing and posting a podcast as opposed to publishing written content. So we got to figure a way to monetize this long term. Do we just do ads like everyone else does? But my problem with the ads is like I don't think they pay well. Not that I have direct experience with that. Not podcast ads anyways. We do ads for the website, but I don't know what podcast ads pay, and a lot of them seem to be commission rates where you have to use like a promo code. Like go to whatever company, use the promo code GeekAll and you get 10% off, and then we get a cut of that or something. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like that doesn't pay well. You can try to find like a sponsor, a company that wants us to do it for them, and then maybe they promote their stuff, but I don't think a lot of companies are willing to do that. Like think of a cool company like Sideshow Collectibles. What if they said they sponsor the podcast? They wouldn't. They for sure wouldn't, because they have their own content. But as an example of a cool company, if every week we promoted whatever new items are going to be up for pre-order, whatever stuff's going on sale, whatever events they're going to be at, and then our podcast would live on Screen Rant and Sideshow. As an example, it could be Red Bull energy drink or some Stella Artois, the beer company, because they sponsor movie stuff from festivals all the time. Something like that. That would be cool. I feel like they wouldn't fund a whole podcast by themselves because the return on investment isn't there. It'd be like a fixed marketing cost for them every month. I don't know if it makes sense. If I were them, I don't think it makes sense. So that's why I'm wondering. Oh, there's Tim Hortons here. I'm going to pull in Because my mama wants Timbits. Or donut holes if you're watching this in the United States. But they're Timbits, come on now. And the other option, and this is what some of our own people have suggested years ago, and what some fans have suggested as well. People are like, yeah, I'd pay $5 a month or per episode or something. Some people would anyway, so maybe we do like a Patreon thing. Keep it independent, and we have Patreon tiers where it's like you can support the podcast and we'd be able to keep it up ad-free on multiple services. You can download it and listen to it in any way you want for, a $5 a month. And then for like, I don't know. I've never set up a Patreon, but you can set up different tiers. So for like $15 a month, you get your own question asked, and for whatever X amount of dollars a month, maybe you can hop on for a segment, or we can do like a private conversation with you via Skype. That's your own thing, your own podcast for like a special event tier. Or for a certain higher tier, we can do a live event somewhere. Maybe at New York Comic Con, we host a panel, do a live show, like a lot of other podcasts do. And we've been asked to do that before. We hosted panels. I hosted and moderated a thing at Sun Valley Film Festival with our friends at Nat Geo a couple weeks ago. But we also hosted panels at New York Comic Con in the past. We've been asked to do stuff like that at San Diego Comic Con. We just haven't had time to figure it out. But if we can integrate that into being part of this podcast, that would make sense. I don't know. I'd think about that. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts. Ultimately, this comes down to you. We need to figure out something that's going to work for you, make you guys want to listen and support it in any way you can. So we want to deliver something that's going to get the most happy listeners, and certainly something that people who have been listening to us for years and years and are still loyally messaging us on, and even come on my Twitch channel and say, hey, Rob, I mean, that's the closest thing I have to a podcast now. When I have time late in the evening at 11 o'clock at night, or midnight even, I will come on and play a game for a couple hours and just shoot the shit with fans of Screen Rant, people I know, friends. And that's been able to fill my void of not being able to do a podcast for a while, because I like to play a game and reset my mind before I go to bed, clear my head. Usually I play Rainbow Six, by the way. Come check it out. Twitch.tv/VailCube. Come say hi, for reals. And come there and give me feedback too, because that's something we can do as well. Maybe for a certain tier of Patreon, you can watch us record it live from my perspective. Because I already have I have a dual PC set up with multiple microphones, a soundboard, and multiple cameras, and you can kind of watch the process. And what I could do is on the screen, I could like have the assets or the articles that we're talking about. So for example, if we're going over as the daily news show, for example, if we record that, let's say we record that every evening at 11 p.m. And then you can come on and I will have the stories up on the site, Screen Rant, going through it live with you guys, whoever's watching. You'd be able to see camera angles of me, but you can also see the full screen of the article we're reading. We can kind of go through it together, and then we'll record it. We'll have a producer edit it and schedule it for the next morning. And then people get the audio podcast, but people who want to interact and be part of that, or do a little Q&A after the fact and watch some video game gameplay, or just do a live talk show Q&A about anything, movies, TV, comics, games. We can do that as well. We could also build that in, if we do like a regular weekly show, we could also build in a live segment for people who support at a certain tier as well. And then we could do like the premium talk show live Q&A with fans who really want to talk about what happened that week, or talk about a giant movie release and spoilers like Avengers Endgame. A deeper spoiler discussion with fans, sharing theories and stuff like that could be cool too. We've had all sorts of suggestions and requests emailed to us. Every week we get people tweeting us and they want us to come back. So that's such a gratifying feeling. We love podcasts. And even a lot of our friends and competitors do podcasts. Some of them do like very specific podcasts, like a Game of Thrones podcast or a TV show podcast. But I haven't really heard a podcast that does it like we did, with that kind of banter and that kind of in-depth analysis. And I kind of missed that, because I like listening to that myself, and I can't find that anywhere. I have my favorite video game podcast, but I do not know of a podcast that covers movies and TV as well as that, the same way we did. And maybe I'm just super biased because I really like listening to my friends who work at Screen Rant and CBR talk about that kind of stuff, but I don't know. So I'm just rambling at this point because I have a long drive ahead of me. Well, I'm already halfway there, I suppose, but I will order these Timbits and we'll wrap it up. But in the comments, please let me know what type of podcast you want, what type of podcast you want first, and what ways would you be cool having us monetize it. Are you cool with ads, or are ads annoying? What kind of ads do you like? Like some of these podcasts do ad at the beginning, ad at the end, and ads in the middle, and I feel like It depends on how much they pay, I suppose, and how long they are, but like that can be annoying sometimes, depending on how you present it. Like, I listen to the Giant Bombcast, and they do ads sometimes, like a couple times during the episode, and they do a really good job of it. I don't mind listening to it at all, because it's still them presenting the ad, you know what I mean, in their own personality. I just like listening to them talk, so that's fine. Or we do something Patreon, more personal and private, independent, or some combination of that thereof. Then maybe we do like ad-free version for Patreon, and then people get it for free with ads.
Welcome to Morton. Let me help you.
Hi, can I get a 20-pack of Timbits?
Is it sorted?
Yep, assorted's fine.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, that'll be $4.20. Thank you. Drive through.
Thanks. I hope my mom didn't want a coffee. I don't think she just said Timbits. She didn't say. She's been drinking white hot chocolate lately, which they sell here. It's really good. It's super sweet though. But yeah. All right. This is a longer vlog than I thought. Again, what type of podcast are you interested in? Which one should we do first as our primary? And what ways do you think we should monetize it? What way would be cool with you? I don't want to ruin the audio experience for you. If it's annoying, we can't do it. Like that is my rule. It has to be an enjoyable experience. If anything gets in the way of that, it's annoying, ads are annoying, you don't like the type of ads, it's like, I don't know. Again, I don't deal with ads. I never had to worry about that. But now we have to kind of get into that reality. So there's a couple of different routes to go. I just want to make sure it's worth our time. Because Total Geek All, and certainly the Underground before that, I've been, from a listener standpoint, and just the sheer traffic and stats, were immensely successful, and people were blown away that we didn't monetize it. And I'm like, well, maybe we should have. But I kind of like just doing it freeform, our own way. Never have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Just get online, talk about what you love, and let fans hear and join in on the discussion. But it's a business. So, all right, guys. I will see you later. If you want to see more vlogs like this and more specific topics, we can do that. This is topic of this podcast of this vlog is about what type of podcast we should make. But I'll be on the road. I go into town all the time to pick up groceries or coffee, whatever. We can do little 10-minute vlogs or 5-minute vlogs on stuff. So let me know your topics as well. So I will see you next time. Again, every evening except the next 4, because I'll be traveling again. Twitch.tv/FeelCube. You can follow me on Twitter at Rob_Keys. That's Keyes. Definitely check out the Total Geek All. That's GEEKALL in total before that. One word. On Twitter. I think we have a Facebook page for that too. I also created that Twitch channel. It's just my secondary channel, but I will use my personal FailCube one if we do podcast stuff, because it already has a couple thousand followers, and I get a couple regulars that come in every night who are fans of the podcast. So I will use that. It's also affiliated. Is that what it's called? Affiliate? It's not a partner. It's like an affiliate. Whatever. I don't know. On my way to partner, I suppose, on Twitch. And definitely check out and bookmark cbr.com and screenrant.com. Bookmark them. Put them in your RSS feeds. We got tons, mind-blowing amounts of awesome content, features, and op-eds about the Game of Thrones Episode 3, which aired last night, or night before last, and, of course, the biggest superhero movie of all time, Avengers Endgame, including tons of exclusives, and more coming. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.